Welcome back to the Connemara coming out of quarantine kitchen. I've been away on my holidays. I've come back to typical Connemara. Shrouded in mist, mysterious, the sort of place where if a leprechaun appeared.
Good man yourself. And if it's music you're after, what about a song? When she serves you a drink.
You wouldn't be that surprised, but annoyed. Get out of it. I suppose you got to be careful what you wish for. I was praying for rain. I've had 2 weeks of rain. I've had enough rain. At least my water troubles are sorted. The rivers are full. The fish are happy. The ones I feel sorry for are the sheep, born in the beginning of April, who thought they were born Andalusian sheep. Now they're getting used to the realities of living in the west of Ireland and being big, soggy sponges for the entire time. Anyway, now, today we're going to do a lovely winter warmer, summer in Connemara warmer. We're going to do Keema Gosht. Let's get back into the kitchen and into the dry and get cooking. We're back in the kitchen and I'm wearing the cooking cardigan, testament to our Irish summer. Today we're having Keema Gosht. Keema is mince. Now I always thought that gosht meant lamb, as my first experience of curry was in Birmingham, specifically Ladypool Road in Balsall Heath. If you haven't been, fantastic curry. Every lamb dish was called gosht. I did a bit of research, however. It turns out that it's a Persian word, and a Persian word for meat. So of course in India, where you only have pork in Goa and cows used to be people and so saunter around without a care in the world, meat means either lamb or goat. So evidently the Indian immigrants to Birmingham realised that Brummies don't eat goats. Or it could be the West Indian population had already eaten them all in their curries. Anyway, we're having lamb today. Now this could be eaten usually with rice, but I have some spuds that need to be used up. So we're going to add some potatoes to it and it's going to be a Keema Gosht aloo. Let's get cooking. As always, I'm going to start by telling you the equipment that you will need. This is a one-pot dish. It's going to be very quick. You will need, as always, a chopping board and a knife, a wooden spoon, and a pot with a lid. And that is it. And now for our ingredients. If you've made any of my curries before, then you probably should have most of these already. There's one small addition, and that is communal garden curry powder you can buy at any shop. Okay, so here's the ingredients. We start with our garam masala, so 2 bay leaves, 4 or 5 cardamom pods, stick of cinnamon. I have 2 onions roughly chopped. Then for our aromatics, I've got 4 small chilies here. Adjust with how many you want depending on how hot you want it. I've got about 2 inches of ginger here, chopped into juliennes. So, nice little thin matchsticks. About 5 cloves of garlic, 2 tomatoes, 1 finely chopped, 1 roughly chopped, 2 teaspoons of coriander, 3/4 of a teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of communal garden curry powder, 1.5 of mild chili powder, and some garam masala. This is half a pound, 500 grams of ground Irish lamb, 4 or 5 little new waxy potatoes so they hold their shape, and a cup of peas. And that's it. Now, over to our super speed 4 and on with the cooking. Let's turn our pan onto a medium-high heat and add some oil, good glug of oil, and let it get up to speed. Once our oil has started getting warm, we're going to add our garam masala, so our bay leaves, our cinnamon stick, and our cardamom pods, which we break if we can. Down here. And we give them a minute. Once we can start to see little bubbles appearing around the various components, get our onions in. Now we want to cook these down on a medium-high heat until they just turn a little bit brown at the edges. 5-6 minutes maybe. Stir occasionally, make sure that they're all coated in the oil, but not constantly. Now it's been a couple of minutes, we can see they're starting to soften but not caramelizing yet. Now we've got about half a pound of meat, so 1 teaspoon of salt. There we go. This will soften the onions down, get some of that liquid out of them. The more liquid we can naturally draw from everything, including the meat and the vegetables, the less we have to add. Give them a toss around. Now we can see we're getting a little bit of caramelization on the onions. Okay, it's time to go in with our ginger and our garlic and our chilies. Now first thing to do, turn this down to medium-low. We don't want to burn the garlic, cause that acridness that can really take away from the flavour of the curry. So in here goes all of our 5 cloves of garlic. I know it sounds like a lot, just assume everyone else has been eating garlic. That's what I do. You want to put in about 3/4 of the ginger. You want to leave a little bit for the garnish. And now with the chilies. Now whole chilies are a great way to impart flavour. They also look great, and it also allows people to choose how hot they like it. They choose to eat the chilies or they don't. But one tip is just break off the end of it, like that. That allows some of the flavour of the chili to come out. Just the very tip. They'll still be whole. The people who like very hot things can eat whole chilies, and everyone else will get a flavour of chili without it being too overpowering. There we go. And we stir this up and give it 2 minutes to cook through. Now it's been a couple of minutes. You can really get the flavours of that ginger, the garlic, and even a bit of that chili coming off it as well. Now to get in and brown the meat. Get our meat in, give it a good old stir, break it up, mix it all around. Now of course, because we're adding something cold to a pan that's on a medium low, turn it up. Going up to medium high while we brown the meat. We want it all to be a nice, even sort of brown colour. Now, almost all of the pink is gone. It's nicely combined. Smelling amazing. Now we're going to get the first of our tomatoes in. So, we want our finely sliced tomatoes first. Remember, one tomato finely sliced and the other one more chunky. We want these ones to disappear and become part of the sauce, and the other ones should be more whole and added much later. So stir these in. They don't need very long, as they will have time to cook down. And now we're going to add our spice blend. So in go all of our spices. Make sure they get all the parts of the meat covered with this beautiful spice mix. And then we need to cook it for probably 2-3 minutes on a medium-high heat. We need to cook the spices down a bit so that they don't have that gritty texture. This has been cooking now for a couple of minutes. You can see the oil rising up to the surface. This is good. Some of the fat from the lamb is rendering down, combining with the spices. We know that it's now ready to go. In with our potatoes. They're quite fine cubes, not tiny, but quite small. So give them a good old mix up. And now, heat on quite high. We're going to add 200 ml of water. Actually, for this amount, I might add a little bit more. That's probably 300 ml now. I know it looks a bit soupy at the moment, but this will cook down. But we need that liquid to cook the potatoes. Pop a lid on it, leave it for 20 minutes on a medium to low heat. Now it's been, what, 5 to 10 minutes probably. Look at this. The smell coming out of this kitchen is astounding. This is obviously far too liquid still. What we'll do, we'll check the potatoes, see how they're doing. Yeah, they're still a little bit hard. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave the lid off so some of this liquid can evaporate. And we'll probably leave it another 7 to 8 minutes. And we'll see, gradually reducing. Always remember, scrape out the sides. A lot of the goodness ends up stuck to the sides if you don't scrape them down. Now, while that's bubbling away, normally this is time for me to have a drink. But in isolation, your mood goes up and goes down and gets amplified. And when it goes down, it's very easy to self-medicate a little bit too much. So, this week we're going non-alcoholic. I know, shock horror. We're having lime and ginger spritz. And to make our spritz, very simply, we have lime and we have ginger. I've got 2 limes into bits. If you have a blender, this is all the easier. I've got one of these whizzy things, so all of that, the ginger in, and then, all important, sugar. Probably more sugar than you'd expect. But the lime rind is very, very bitter, but the flavour is fantastic. Then a little bit of water, and get blitzing. You strain this, use a spoon, if you can find one, and push it through. When all of the liquid has gone from one bit, discard what remains, pour the next bit in, push it through with a sieve, and there we have it. Pour about half in and top up with nice chilled sparkling water. Look at that, explosive. And cheers, kind of. Oh, That's amazing. Now this has been bubbling away for probably around a total of 20 minutes. You're just waiting for the potatoes to cook really. So yes, we are done. All the liquid is gone. Yes, that's perfect. Now we're going to add our chunks of tomatoes and our peas and give them all a good stir. Maybe 2 minutes just so they warm up. Look at the colours. The smell is fantastic. It's going to be gorgeous. Now it's been another 2 minutes. Our tomatoes are up to temperature, but still retaining their integrity. We are ready to serve. Now, and here we have it. I have added some julienne of ginger. The only thing I'm missing is some fresh coriander. It's because my coriander plant died while I was on holidays. Well, I did go for 2 weeks instead of 3 days. First things first, let me apologise to my Korean viewers for completely butchering my welcome in the last video. So from now on I shall just say annyeong, because I know how to say that. I blame Unsang, by the way, for that. Sorry, teacher. Now, I have also made naan from a little bit of dough I had left over from yesterday. I do eat a lot of curry, even off camera. So, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. We're coming back next time for a requests episode. See you then. That was fantastic. Bye.